an insurance agent that's scared of chargebacks? Well, I'm going to help you understand what it's about, how to mitigate your risk of chargeback risk. Yes, chargeback risk in the industry. I'm going to give you 4 tips that are going to help you translate through the noise so that you can make it in this time-tested and noble profession. So one of the major reasons, the first reason that an agent will experience chargebacks is because maybe you wrote the wrong carrier. This happens all the time. So one reason that you may be experiencing chargeback risk is maybe you work for a company that maybe, has a name like a penny, Maybe you're representing a company that's what we call a one-trick pony, and it's a good company, and you're doing the good work. But one of the reasons why you may be experiencing an abnormal amount of chargebacks is because your company is not competitive. It just is what it is. You're doing the good work, taking care of good people. I respect what you're doing, but one of the reasons that you may be experiencing an insane amount of chargebacks is just because your company that you represent is not competitive. So it's not always price, though, that causes chargebacks, because there's great captive agencies. There's companies that are one-trick ponies, really. They only sell one company and that's it, and they are sometimes overpriced compared to their competitors. But if you bring enough value, let me tell you, that policy can stick as well, all right? So there's no shame in the game, but understand the big risk of chargebacks is sometimes you're using a very, very expensive carrier compared to your competition. If I hear certain carriers when I'm selling by phone, or the work family hears that name, put out over that phone, we're like, woo, we're getting excited, because if we hear that company name, we know we're way more competitive. Even if that policy was written maybe 3-4 years ago, I could maybe, if they're healthy, give them day one coverage, more death benefit, less money, It's powerful. So understand, sometimes you get chargebacks because you're representing a company or a carrier that is way out of spec. I'm not talking about $5-6 a month different out of spec. I'm talking about sometimes you're talking to the tune of, $30 more. So there's certain carriers, no joke, that are well known in the industry. There's sometimes 100% more in premium for the same product. You're going to experience chargebacks if that's you, So I run a national insurance agency, jasonfinalexpense.com. I'm privy to these premiums and the products. Let me share with you. I partner with some of the most amazing agents across this nation. We sell Medicare, life, and annuities, face-to-face and in the telespace. So if you need a good work family to call a home, I do recruit agents across the nation as well. Reach out, jasonfinalexpense.com. Love to serve you. But tip number 1, you're selling a carrier that is way, way, way overpriced, This happens. Tip number 2 of why you may be experiencing chargebacks is maybe you're selling a guaranteed issue carrier that starts with an A, maybe ends with a G, you know what I'm talking about? Everybody, hopefully you're selling a carrier that has a 24-month chargeback risk. You didn't do anything wrong. You sold the policy. Mrs. Johnson pays her premium religiously, and then in real time she passes away 23 months deep. Because you made that decision to write a carrier that starts with an A, ends with a G, or maybe it was, another carrier that, does something different, guess what? A lot of these guaranteed issue carriers have an inherent risk to you as an agent for a massive chargeback. You didn't do anything wrong. You wrote sticky business, but they'll stick it to you, everyone watching. They will stick it to you with a 24-month chargeback risk. So if you made $2,000 selling Mr. Johnson with kidney dialysis, you made $2,000 in commission, and this sweet client dies on month 23 and a half, let me tell you, get your checkbook out. You're going to pay that, premium that you got paid on. All of it is going to go back, It's like the waves of the ocean. The waves come in and your wealth goes right back where it came from. A 24-month chargeback risk, extremely scary. So tip number 2, watch out for 24-month chargeback risk carriers. Steer clear of them. You don't want to be touching 24-month chargeback risk carriers. If you need a good carrier that has a 12-month chargeback risk and less, reach out, jasonfinalexpense.com. I'll give you some free resources there, as well as a free Social Security guide, which will help you write stickier business. But 24-month chargeback risks when you're writing GI, that will cause an insane amount of chargebacks for you, the agent, through no fault of your own. Okay, so tip number one, you're writing a carrier that's a one-trick pony. Maybe you're a captive agent and you've got no other choices. Well, you're going to experience more chargebacks than the rest of us in the industry that are more competitive, doing the good work, but understand that's a reason why a lot of good agents will experience chargebacks and they don't know any better. Okay, they're just like writing biz, getting paid, and then it goes right back to the bank. Okay. The second tip that I'm sharing with you is don't write a carrier that has an inherent risk to you, the agent, of a chargeback, because you didn't do anything wrong, you did everything right, but your real money is going back to the bank. 24-month chargeback risk carriers are horrendous, okay? When we write GI, guaranteed issue, we write it all day long, but we do it with a 12-month chargeback risk carrier, or in some cases, no chargeback risk other than the advancement. So we've got certain carriers that can take somebody with Alzheimer's. I've got carriers that can take somebody with dementia, and let's say they've got congestive heart failure, an organ transplant, they got AIDS. We can take this sweet person, give them a great product that's way better than these guaranteed issue carriers that just give the client back their premium back plus pocket change. Let's get real. That's what they do, okay? And they're good carriers, don't get me wrong. They really are. But I can give a better handshake to my consumer, which means my business will be stickier. It's going to stay way longer than someone else that is giving them a different handshake in this industry. So understand, if I sell someone or my agent sells someone with a carrier that doesn't have a 12-month chargeback risk, let's say we were advanced, 9-month advance, because it was a checking business, excuse me. So we write checking business, 9-month advance in the industry, $1,000 premium, okay? And we get 75% of that advanced, for example. We got $750 up in our pockets. Well, let's say 6 months into the contract, the sweet client passes away. Do you know that we would keep $500 in our pocket at month 6? We would only have to pay back the advancing that the company never got. You got that money, you got that client protected. You actually would receive all that money, and you would only experience a chargeback for the premium that the company didn't receive. You would not have to pay back the money, right, on somebody with heart failure, dementia, cancer, great Americans that need us, but we don't experience the chargeback like most agents in the industry that don't know any better. So if you need like secret squirrel carriers, better solutions for your amazing prospects, we've got the help for you, whether you work for me or not. So understand, okay, first tip, stay away, okay, from expensive one-trick pony kind of companies, all right? And then I want you to be real careful and mindful, okay, of the 24-month chargeback risk here, okay? When you're writing carriers that maybe there's better options, and maybe your IMO or FMO or manager never told you the truth about these guaranteed issue carriers that you may be choosing to write, because it's your choice as an agent to write those or not. You can write a better carrier for your consumer without having a 12-month chargeback risk, much less the horrendous problems of a 24-month chargeback risk to you, the agent. So I hope this content is helping you. If it is, feel free to like the video and share it with a good buddy. Try to bring you good content daily to bring value to you, the agent, okay? So that is another reason. Tip number 3 that I want to share with you, okay, is, let me tell you, you're writing high premium, you're acting like every other pushy car salesman on the planet, you're shoving them into a car that's not the right fit for them, okay? You're shoving them into a product that, let me tell you, it just doesn't work. If you take someone on low income, selling final expense or even Medicare insurance, if you go pushing premium, you're going to get hit in the face with a chargeback most likely. If you write it too high, the premium, they're going to drop it. It's like you got to wait. They may be able to hold that heavy rock for a second, but oh, poof, they drop it. And you're going to get dropped in the face with a chargeback. And let me tell you, you thought you got paid. No, you got played. So be careful. Another reason that chargebacks exist is because you wrote a policy that was way too expensive. You didn't make sure it was within their budget. You want to get your, you know what, kicked? Don't be mindful of your client's budgets, okay? This is why commission breath is so horrible in this industry. It causes a lot of agents to have chargebacks. You can be a great salesman, but you're going to get slayed in this space if you don't pay attention to what your client can afford, okay? Another reason that chargebacks happens sometimes is because maybe you didn't know underwriting. You didn't know underwriting. You weren't being trained. I run a telemastery coaching program. I do national conferences across this nation. And let me tell you, we train on underwriting like beasts. We don't need even good programs like Best Plan Pro or FEX Toolkit. We don't have any need or time really for those because we understand underwriting to an intimate level. If you are more intentional about helping the client win, help the client win to get a better product, and you know underwriting better than some program, a program is only as good as the person that keyed it in. Those programs are good, okay? For agents that don't have mentors, great programs for you. If you don't have an upline that knows how to pick up a phone, go get it. It'll help you. It will. But you really should know underwriting intimately so you can be more engaged and get your client a better product if you can. And it's not about having the cheapest product though, by the way, either, okay? You go write in Telesales and you write some face-to-face carrier that maybe is like a cow carrier, you know what I'm saying? Okay, figure that out. Or maybe a forest carrier that's email-based, okay? And then your client can't finish it. Did you do any good by them? No, you didn't. You'll be frustrated. So be mindful of that too. So understand that takes place. Another reason that chargebacks happen is because you're using a free Frankenstein script, high pressure script, or maybe a face-to-face script. And I call it a wear down script or a bulldozer script. You're just driving through 15 pages, 18 pages of blah, 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 blah. The client's like, fine, just get off the phone, take my money. And then as soon as you're off the phone, the tone you're gonna hear is you ain't getting paid, you got played, they're gonna cancel the check, call their bank, kill it. They're just tired of talking to you, okay? Understand you've got to make a connection. You've got to focus on the consumer, but sometimes it's because your way of handling the client is off. That just happens, okay? Sometimes your way of handling the client is off. You're using unvetted methods. That takes place. You're being trained from someone that really has not done telesales. Or maybe your trainer is a pushy kind of a trainer and your mentor hasn't really made it. Your mentor isn't a $1 million round table agent themselves personally and professionally. I'm a $1 million round table agent myself. You want to learn from people at the top of the food chain, not at the bottom trying to attain greatness. You want to learn from the top, period. So if you're working for an agency, ask your upline, your manager, have you qualified for $1 million round table? Do you have some MDRT up behind your name? Ask them these questions. You want to make sure you're learning from people that are really skilled so that you can mitigate the chargeback risk, okay? So a wear down script, unvetted methods, that can result in chargebacks too. So understand underwriting is a factor. Understand that this takes place when you're writing carriers that have an inherent risk to you as a 24-month chargeback risk. Ouch, ouch, ouch. And the next tip that I'll share with you with chargebacks is understand chargebacks will just straight up happen, even when you're doing the good work, okay? The only time that chargebacks are really gonna sting you is when you stop writing business. The only time chargebacks will sting you is when you stop. When you stop writing business. If you're writing, 5 policies a week and one falls off, you're like, next, right? You don't care. It's not scary because you got new cash flow coming in. One policy falls off. You don't lose inertia. You don't lose steam. But sometimes chargebacks can be scary for a brand new agent. I get it. I was a brand new agent once, been there, I'm not saying it feels good, but you've got to find yourself doing the most important thing at every given minute, bringing value to your consumer, bringing value to them. If you bring more value than what the price is, they'll keep it. If you just sell, tell, you're going to have your commissions taken from you because chargebacks will exist. You've got to base everything you do about what is in the client's best interest, It's all about them, not you. Client first, you second. Go serve these great people. You'll sell more, I promise, because you should always be number 2. The client is number 1. So understand that chargebacks will happen to the best of you and the worst of you. It just happens. Some days you're the bug, some days you're the windshield, everyone. It does happen. So chargebacks will only sting when you stop writing business. Agents that may work for a week or 2 or 3, and then they hit the Jake brake like a semi on the freeway, and they stop writing business completely. It gets scary real quick because you don't got any new money coming in to offset a tiny little chargeback hit that wouldn't have been a big deal if you stayed in the industry. On average, you're gonna have less than 20% chargeback risk, if you're writing things properly, using good power scripts, using good systems, doing it based on what the client needs and wants and desires from you, uncover the problem. And guess what? You got the product, and then you're going to be a powerful force for good, most likely. All right? So understand you got to do things right, do it tight. But chargebacks only sting in this industry when you stop. Yes, when you stop. Don't stop, If you stop, then it's like these little chargebacks will hit you, and it'll debilitate you. It can take you out of this industry because you focused on the ditch instead of the direction that you should be going, which is go help more people, go help more people. So if you want to get stung, stop in this industry. It doesn't matter if you're selling Medicare supplement insurance. It doesn't matter if you're selling even Medicare Advantage insurance. It doesn't matter if you're selling any form of insurance on the market. When you stop, that's the only time it stings, unless you're doing a couple of the things that we mentioned in this video prior that can increase your chargeback ratios, okay? You're writing carriers with 24-month chargeback risk, doing the good work, but you just didn't know any better. Ouch, ouch, ouch. You're writing carriers that are maybe a one-trick pony. You're working for a captive type agency that doesn't have other options. So you're getting replaced a lot from agencies like mine and others because we're more competitive. You're doing the good work, okay? But unfortunately, you're in a place where you can't move forward, okay, as efficiently as others can. So understand, don't be wearing people down. Okay, don't be quoting things that are too high. Make sure it's within their budget, budget, everyone, and then build value, bring value. But chargebacks do happen. Yes, it stings, but it'll only sting if you stop. Be successful, be great. I hope this content helped you today. If I can do anything to serve you, reach out, jasonfinalexpense.com. I really appreciate you doing the good work, taking care of great Americans that need you and desire things of you. And if you have content you would like me to dive into, reach out, jasonfinalexpense.com. Or put it in the comments. I'll help you. I promise. Have a great day. Appreciate you watching.